Nathan.
Yes.
Obviously, as Quickfire, we're starting on a new Quickfire questions.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be going right between the two of us. We're going to go around interviewing people who find inspiring, business leaders, etc. But it only makes sense that the leader of Quickfire, one of the directors,
Sure.
we get on here as well. So welcome to Quickfire questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on here.
I'm so excited that we've finally managed to get it done. It's something
Yeah.
that you came to me with an idea, or at least probably a couple of months ago now.
Yeah.
And then it's one of those that, as any business, it kind of goes on the back burner, and we wait. And
Yeah.
now it's lovely that you're kind of driving this and kind of going to take it forwards. That's
Yeah,
great.
pulled the trigger.
Very good.
So, just for those who don't know, tell us about Quickfire.
So Quickfire started 18 months ago. Now there's three directors,
Mm-hmm.
and originally, so my journey started 5 years ago. I was very fortunate. My grandparents put me through a very good school in Holts. I finished there. They wanted me to go to university. I had my place at Loughborough. I was all set to go, and just something was eating away at me saying not to. So I came back and had a fantastic time travelling and a bit of a gap year. And I got back and decided, actually, no, I'm not going to go to university. I'm going to try and be my own boss. And that's what I did. I started the company, grew it for 3 or 4 years, and then I hit a bit of a glass ceiling. So I decided actually I was out all day winning all the work, getting home and building the sites at night, and actually that was not a sustainable life.
Yeah.
So what I did is I had a second company at the time with one of the partners now. So Martin and I had a hosting business, and we decided to bring it all together, and he and Fred had another business. So it seemed logical that Fred would head up development, Martin would head up IT, and I would head up kind of business development and client service and things like that.
Yeah.
And so Quickfire Digital was born. 18 months ago it started. There was 3 of us. Today, 18 months later, there's 19. I could not have imagined us getting here at the rate we've got here.
Yeah.
And for us now, it's around sustainable growth and just looking at everything we do and seeing how actually we can do it and do it properly. There's a real mentality I want to get across everyone, that you do it and do it properly, or don't bother doing it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really important for us as a business, as we grow, reputation is key.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we really have to try and do our best in everything we do. And of course, you're never going to please everyone, I absolutely get that. But at the same time, it's about you going home and owning and being proud of the products you produce, right? Because as you grow and as you kind of get bigger and bigger, different people are going to be leading different projects, and it's not always going to be on my head to deliver it.
Yeah.
And therefore, whoever is the project lead or whoever is involved in that project, they should all take pride and ownership in it.
Yeah, of course. So from going from just yourself for the
Yeah.
last couple of years to, in 18 months, 19 employees, what's been the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is that understanding different personality types.
Yeah.
So actually, when you're working with different people, so when you and I are doing some work together, I am starting to understand what makes you tick, and I know how to address you and what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
And it's understanding and being able to implement that for different people.
For every single
Absolutely. So if I want to talk to the development team, I'll talk to them in a totally different way to what you and I will talk to, and a totally different way to the data team or the IT team. So it's all about knowing who you're talking to and kind of being as relevant as possible to get the best outcome from them. So that's been a challenge.
And applying that to clients as well.
Absolutely, actually, yeah. It's that all clients are different, and actually all clients, some clients love long emails, some clients hate emails, some clients prefer phone, etc., etc. So just tailoring your communication to the person you're talking to, I think, is really important.
Yeah, that is really important. So over all of that, obviously we've just spoke about like challenges and stuff. You must have learned so many
stacks and stacks of stuff. Like, I've been really lucky. I've surrounded myself with some great people.
Yeah.
The challenge I've had is that it's very hard to find people you can trust. And I've been so fortunate that over time I have built up a really good trusted network. So that's been amazing. And now for us, it's just constant. Every day we're still learning. And that's something actually, you need that humility almost and vulnerability. So you know what, I don't know everything. I am prepared to learn, I am prepared to be challenged, and that's why, as you see here at Quickfire, we've all got that kind of flat structure that anybody can ask anything. It's not a case of, you have to ask your line manager or anything like that. It's like, you have a question or you want to challenge something, stand up and say it, because you're more than welcome to. Everyone is equal. It's a very cliche, but that whole everyone's buried in the same size box, I really buy into actually in any company. Absolutely, you should be able to challenge stuff. It's not our company as in directors, it's our company as all the team, right? So we're all responsible for taking the direction we want to take it.
Yeah, and allowing the other employees as well to, like you said, keep learning. You're not expected to know.
Absolutely not. You're not expected, actually, understanding that you're okay to make mistakes. That's another thing. Like, we're human beings.
Yeah.
We will make mistakes. I will make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's how you address those mistakes and what you do to them that's really important.
Yeah.
It's not brushing it under the carpet and ignoring it. It's okay, hands up, I've made a mistake. Can I have some help? What can I do that means I don't do this next time?
Yeah, but that's really important, isn't it? Because not every company would be like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm sure more and more people are getting like this, but it's just appreciating you're going to make mistakes, knowing how to deal with the mistakes when they're made, and trying to do the best you can to rectify those mistakes.
Yeah.
And then just being honest, just be totally transparent. And when we're looking at core values at the moment, one of the core values is transparency. Just be open and honest. Okay, I messed up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, what can I do to fix it? How can I help?
And then the support from people like the directors to say, well, this is how we can help.
Absolutely. Yeah. Come and talk to us. Let's see what we can do. Let's try and put it right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So obviously you do that for the employees, which is obviously a massive part of our culture. But do you have any like mentors or anyone that does that for you?
I do. So I've been very lucky. So when I started, it's very cliche. I was on a hammock in Fiji, and I was laying there. And my flight got delayed a week, and I thought, crumbs, what am I going to do? And I got on LinkedIn, and I just sent loads of messages, and I agreed to do loads and loads of free work, and that was great. But I found a mentor. My third ever email sent was to a guy called Neil Adams, and I will forever be indebted to this guy. And I hope he is watching. Thank you, Neil. So essentially, Neil and I met, and then something just clicked, and he said to me, once a week you can come around mine and we'll just talk business and principles. And for someone to give up a day of their week, like imagine me now giving up a day of my week, you see the calendar, right? Yeah. Trying to give up a day would be ridiculous. Yeah. But he did that for me. Never charged me a penny, and just the nicest guy. And even now I still see him when we go for lunch and everything else, and that really propelled us and almost changed my life. Yeah. And then as we've grown, Neil and I have kept in touch, but we've not done a day a week so much now, but actually we've found new mentors, and again there's a chap called Marcus Hemsley, again I hope he's watching, and now Laurent from Kine, and there's all these different people that have been involved in the journey that have helped us get here, and that's really important to understand, like, you don't know everything. There are people that have already trodden this path. Talk to them, they're further ahead, they've learned these things, they've made the same mistakes, and you don't have to make those as well. You can just ask, and so many people are happy to share knowledge. And actually it's really lovely that now I'm getting approached by the younger people to kind of share my experiences. It's like, wow, people actually want me to help them, and of course I will. And it's really important that I've been helped, I will help the next generation, and they will help the next generation, etc.
Exactly. So the advice and the sort of mentorship that you've had can now be passed on.
100%. Yeah, it's been invaluable for us, and I guess the biggest challenge when you've got multiple directors is that they're all going to have personal mentors as well. And I actually think there's a lot to be said for mentorship in a business sense, but actually personal mentors as well. Mentors that you can talk to about absolutely anything. And so often you'll be talking to some of these business mentors I've got, and I will just tell them just how it is, like, and 9 times out of 10 it's actually things that are happening outside of work that are influencing things in work. So you go in and you're not feeling great, and actually it's got nothing to do with work itself, it's to do with a bad night's sleep or whatever. So getting the outside of work life correct is really, really helpful for in work.
It also makes you seem sort of more, don't want to say like human, but it's sort of like to know that for the employees as well, that you guys are always still learning.
Of course.
You guys don't have all the answers.
Absolutely, this is it. Like, we're not robots. We don't know the answer to every question. I wish I did.
Exactly.
But at the same time, we don't. And just saying, yeah, you know what, I don't know, or this is how I think it is. But actually, if you think you know a better way, or if you can do it, then build a business case, show me why you think that's better, and then we'll run with it. So we've been, as you know, loads and loads at the moment around process. And the process is purely ideas that I've spoke to my mental circle, and the other guys have spoke to their mental circles, and we've pulled something together. Now, if someone within the agency decides actually they see a part of the process they think can be better or can be automated or whatever, absolutely, bring it to the table. And then the thing is just trying it. So with any marketing, split test it. Okay, let's see, let's try it. We'll run it for a week, let's see how we get on. Okay.
And that mentality is really important though, isn't it? Like with all your staff knowing that they can be so open and so honest and question things.
Of course.
It's a massive part of just having trust in your
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a big thing I've learned recently is around this Hegelian dialect.
Yeah.
And it's actually that while we're over here at the moment, that the end point might not be over here. We might go over there, but we might say actually this isn't right, and then we'll come a bit further this way, and we'll eventually just keep zigzagging until we hit our sweet spot. And that's the thing, is not being afraid of change, and changing process. Now, I understand you need stability, and therefore it can't be every week.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's okay, let's try it for 3 months.
Yeah, things will be
We break it down in quarters, right? And this is something we'll come on to later. So you look at quarter one, you say, okay, what are we doing? What's the focus for this month? Okay, process, great. That's focus for this quarter. Now in the next quarter, it's testing the process. What can we do differently? How can we pull it apart and make it even better?
Yeah.
And through that, I think we'll become better and better.
Yeah. So obviously you've been lucky enough to have mentors and support all around you that you've been able to learn from. Has there been any books or podcasts or people that you go to for stuff like
Definitely. So I'm really lucky that, again, part of my mentor network, a lot of them will send over, I've just read this book, have a read. So notoriously, I'm very poor at reading, not because I can't read, because I always manage to find an excuse not to. I don't want to say I haven't got the time, because I can find the time.
Yeah.
The thing is, I always seem to prioritise something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple of books. There's one at the moment around Jordan Belfort and the Wolf of Wall Street. Not his biography, but there's one on his kind of principles that is really interesting. Ray Dalio, he's got loads of really great stuff out there. There's a few authors I really enjoy. The one I'm reading at the moment, which I've really enjoyed being part of, is Agency Lomax.
Yeah.
So Spencer and Pete have been there, they've seen there, they've done it, they've got the t-shirt, and now learning from them and saying, actually, yeah, this, like I said to you, this path has been trodden. They know what they're doing, just follow these steps, and how can we get this in our agency? And actually, while an agency at 2-3 million quid's doing this, well, if we can do this at our stage of growth, then if we can behave like a big agency, we'll become a big agency. But we won't if we keep thinking small agency mindset.
Yeah. So we mentioned briefly earlier that you're now getting to the stage where younger people are starting to approach you. So if you could go back, let's say to 18-year-old Nathan, or 19-year-old, so some of the employees here at Quickfire, what advice would you give? What
would I give? So the first thing I'd do is stamp out the fear of rejection in everyday life. And as you know, we're doing a lot of talk at schools and things like that at the moment. And it's really important you overcome that fear of rejection. Like, what's the worst that can happen? And if you imagine life as a game of chess, okay, so you're always thinking 2 moves ahead. So it's more, okay, well, what's the implications of this? And it's not just the implications you're looking for, but the implications of the implications. Okay, so it's always quite hard to do this, especially when you're having a conversation like this. But it's like, actually, by saying this, what does that mean? And then what does it mean if what does it mean? Like 3 steps back. And it's really hard to think about, but actually, if you do think about it, it makes all the difference, because you're always then once again, you can kind of navigate the way you want to go. So that's the first thing. Overcome rejection. Like, it doesn't matter if people say no. People will say no. People will always be jealous, be unhappy. You're not going to please everyone. And actually, a lot of people are pessimistic. That's just how they are. So the amount of people are like, oh, don't set up a business, go and work for a large corporate. Like, that's what everyone does. That's where the money is. That may well be where the money is, but that's not maybe where happiness is. And actually, for me, it's about being in control of my own destiny. That may well mean we earn less money. That may well mean we take a different path. But as long as I'm in control, that may be a bit of control for it, I don't know. But as long as I feel in control, that's most important to me. But no, going back to that kind of 18-year-old me, it would be get over the fear of rejection. It would be just do it, just pull the trigger. This is what I say to you all the time, right? Just do it. Just stop thinking, oh, I'm not sure, or what about this, what about that? Absolutely, think about the consequences, but then do it. Don't just think and overthink. So there's absolutely a fine line between overthinking and just not doing it at all. And I get so frustrated by people, and even family and friends that say, oh, I'm thinking of doing this, and think, well, go on then. Get a little minimum viable product, get it to market, but have a go.
As long as you've got that sort of support system and the means to do it.
Like, what's the worst that can happen? And so many people are, oh, I didn't do that, and there's so many people have self-doubts. It's just like, actually just quash those self-doubts, like go and make it happen and see. And actually if it's not right, then again have the humility to stand up and go, I made a mistake, or I didn't do that quite right, and change it.
And the best way to sort of get to that, like you said, is surrounding yourself with people.
Surround yourself with others. Also, there's so much. Probably the biggest learnings I've made is through mistakes we've made. So that might be employing the wrong type of person. That might be through decisions I've made that, again, classic. Sometimes I make decisions, but I'm knackered and tired. And when I'm tired, I don't make good decisions. So lesson learned, don't make an important decision when you're tired. Most decisions can wait a day. If you can't wait a day, normally there's something not right. So there are people that say, again, I get it all the time, people trying to sell us stuff. And they say, oh, I need to know by 5 o'clock today. If you need to know by 5 o'clock today, it's not for me. Like, if you can't wait till tomorrow, I'm not interested. Because actually I need to think about it, I need to go through, look at the pros and cons, and then make an informed decision and think of the consequences of doing it. And normally the opportunity costs. Like, if I'm going to spend X amount here, I'm not going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really, really important.
That's a really important mentality to have, though, isn't it? Like,
I think so.
Not everything needs to be answered right now.
I think so, and I'm just as guilty as the next person in terms of email. I hate having email in my inbox that is kind of over a couple of hours old. It really stresses me out. But actually, that I've kind of built a kind of bridge, or kind of built a bit of a kind of false environment there, where the whole point of email is that if it was urgent, everyone has your telephone number, they'll call you.
Phone call.
Exactly, and fine, you deal with it there and then, absolutely. But actually, by email, and so many of our clients and people that we work with are saying, just do not reply tonight, because they know that 1 a.m, 2 a.m, 3 a.m, I'll just be there going, I'm just going to quickly reply, and actually they're not going to reply anyway because they're asleep, so it doesn't matter.
So going on from that, so you just said about, like 1 a.m, 2 a.m, it must be very hard to switch off from the sort of career you're in.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you try to do outside of work that sort of lets you...
Yeah, there is. Like, the one thing I'd say is that we're very lucky in that if it doesn't feel like work, if you love what you're doing, then it's even harder to switch off, because actually answering emails, I don't feel like I'm working. And just coming in and spending time with the team. We're so fortunate, we've got such a lovely team at the moment. We've built a really, really nice culture, and that's coming together more and more each day. And actually, it doesn't feel like work. So therefore, I don't mind. Like, yes, I was meant to have a day off, but actually I spent most of the day on the phone to the guys here, just telling them this and suggesting this and stuff like that, and just guiding them, and that's not work. I was watching cricket, that was enjoyable, and I felt so relaxed last night. I had a call with one of my mentors actually, and just said, I've not felt this good in ages, I feel absolutely great, because I haven't been in the office, but at the same time I've been relaxed, I've done what I wanted to do, but I've also, I feel on top of everything, and that's great. But yeah, in terms of outside of work, I play a lot of sport. Sport's really important to me, whether watching or playing. Spending time with friends and family, I mean, it's a bit cliche, but there is no better time than doing things with friends and family. And again, I'm trying to start this charity at the moment, which you know about. So there's all those kind of things. I'm looking for different opportunities to try new things and push the boundaries. What I don't want to do is, becoming self-employed is stepping outside of the comfort zone, I get that. But then once you're in the kind of the daily kind of it, then actually you settle in, and it becomes very comfortable. So it's now, how can we step outside of that comfort zone, and what can we do? Is it we're going to learn new skill? Is it we're going to learn new language? Like, what are we going to do that's going to really push myself? So that I feel like, again, you learn more about yourself when you're outside of your comfort zone than you do when you're comfortable. And that's something I like to do with the team here, is talking about kind of personal development plans and training budgets, and actually, you're here, you've got a routine, you're comfortable. What can we do now that on occasion takes you out of that comfort zone and really helps you find out about yourself? So can we go on a social that isn't just down the pub, isn't just going for dinner, it's we're going to go in escape rooms and we're going to lock you in and you're going to have to work your way out, or you have to work as a team, or we're going to go play rounds, you have to be part of a team, or we're going to go bouldering or climbing and you're going to have to get up a wall and stuff like that. Like, all those things that actually take people outside their comfort zone is so important.
And that's been a big thing at the minute, hasn't it, for us, especially that personal development and like letting the whole team know that obviously this is the way we're at the minute, but
absolutely. Like, at the end of the day,
Quickfire being sort of the vessel to get us.
Quickfire Digital, I hope, will be a vessel for our team to get to where they want to get to. And like I said, I've always said, it's not our company, it's our company. And really important that we just have to keep learning, keep improving, keep adapting, keep changing, and hopefully we'll get there. We will get there. Like, personal development is massive. We are only as good as we are because of the team we have. And as soon as people start to understand that the most important asset in a business is the people, then I think that business will just go from strength to strength. It's those that think there's other people. Like, I get that nobody's bigger than the company, I'm all for that. But at the same time, you have to treat your team right. They have to be. If people are enjoying being at work and they don't feel like it's a job, then actually you get so much more out of people. And you start to have really interesting, and again, look at our social events, look at the stuff we do outside of the standard social, the Calm Dino meets, having the opportunity to go to someone's house in their own environment, their hair's down, and all of a sudden we're just chatting, just like normal people, and you forget that whole, she's my boss, whatever, or they're my... Absolutely not.
It makes people more approachable.
Absolutely. Everyone's on a level playing field, you just chat away, and you just, what have you been doing? And that's why in our stand-up sessions on Mondays and Wednesdays, it's really important. The first thing we ask people is what they were doing at the weekend or what they're doing the weekend coming. Because it's actually, we want to know about people in their own time as well as at work time.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great thing to end on. So thank you so much for being
Pleasure.
our first Quickfire.
Thank you so much for helping me pull the trigger. I'm really glad you're taking this initiative forwards.
Yeah.
And I look forward to hearing from loads of really inspirational businesses.
Yeah, so hopefully first of many.